You can't let stuff like that, slow you down. Women don't like me. Okay, well then work on men then. Men don't like me.
Men? There's a reason people don't like men. Fucking me too. Good God. No, it's like, the thing is, it is the case, but, like, I have, well, dude.
For you as a white guy, you got it a little bit harder than black guys right now. People do not want to hear what you have to say. Especially if it's, people are upset. People are upset. And they're just waiting for you to say something bad, like, "Oh my gosh, you have to sitting on that person." Firestorm.
So here's the deal: they act like being a white guy in America is a place of power. What power do I got?
You don't have, before this era, you don't have a power of a police officer. And this is, how can I put this? A power of, there's a word that I'm looking for. I will come up with it. Maybe it's a power maybe that has come along with just society, of a power of belonging, and I'm here, and this is my place to be here. And that's not something that is, how can I put this? So let me put it this way. Usually black people, if someone's going to say something to a black person, go back to where the hell you came from. Mexicans, go across the border. Native Americans, why are you still around here? It has always been, for the longest time, a white society. And by saying that, there's always, the privilege that people talk about. Sure. And I don't want to say privilege, but it's like, hey, this is my house. Are you gonna walk around your house naked? Yes, of course you're gonna walk around your house naked. It's your house.
I just feel like people act like I have some power that I don't have.
You're a white person. So generally, when you go around the world, white person is not going to be suspected of anything. Not too much. I as a black person, Asians are gonna look at me different.
Yeah.
Mexicans are gonna look at me suspicious. Even black people look at us suspiciously. We say what's up to each other, not just to be friendly. It's like, hey, what you trying to do? So white people can go around anywhere because you are everywhere and feel comfortable. And I think that's, and with you being in front of so many people and having the power of Lil Wayne, you're seeing, you're in front of thousands of people.
So here's what I think I have the power to do. I have the power of industry leaders coming into my Facebook group calling me a mansplaining asshat misogynist.
That's just racist to begin with.
And having all the other therapists in our industry say nothing about it.
That's racist to begin with.
No, he's a white guy. He deserves it. That's the power I hold.
That is true. That's what happens right now. That's what's happening right now.
I have Heidi. I talked to Heidi.
That's what's happening right now. But let me say real quick, yeah, that's how black people are seen. Rodney King, hey, he must have, needed all those blows. He was on, he was on drugs, whatever it was. He couldn't feel those blows. He deserved it. He must be. Oh my gosh, black guy. He got shot with a candy bar. Oh my gosh, he must have deserved it.
Why wouldn't he just put his hands behind his back? It's like,
I'm assuming
just resist. He was afraid he was gonna die.
Just resist, or don't resist. Yeah. So those things, what you're experiencing, yes, those things have been on other people, and you can see in the white nationalist movement with Trump that other people have felt like, whoa, we're losing this privilege. White people have even said that. White nationalists have even said, we're protecting our white way of life. That's what they do now. And because why would they feel that they need to protect it unless it was endangered? They're seeing too many black people, too many Mexicans coming across the border. Asians are everywhere.
Exceedingly complex issues. I'm not saying white privilege doesn't exist. I'm not saying I don't have white privilege. I just feel like I've been at a place in society where the bulk of my life I've been trying to grab people who are minorities, who are women, who are trans, and try to lift them up.
People don't know your background. They just see Robert. They just see Robert on TV,
dude. So
they don't know that.
Client, I'm not lying to you. There's a client I laugh because I talked to him. He's like, "What's up, Black Rob?"
they don't. They don't really know.
And I was like, "Black Rob?" And he's like, "Yeah, man. I call you Black Rob."
The Black Rob.
And I was like, "Really?" And he's like, "Dude, he's like, you white, but you black." But I grew up in South Louisiana.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't understand all the cultural context, and
that's what I'm saying.
They're making all these weird assumptions, and it's like, listen, I understand that the overarching power dynamic is not coming down on me. Like, I've never gotten pulled over by the police and thought, this would be so much easier if I were black. Every time I get pulled over, I'm like, okay, Robert, just be calm.
Do you have to do that?
Be polite.
Do you have to do that?
I'm a white guy with long hair. I'm very afraid of authority figures.
Really? I would not think of that.
Well, because the thing is, the police have the power to kill me. And they have the power to put me in prison. And I go...
They do, but rarely.
Every time I get pulled over, I'm like...
Rarely.
I'm like, I got long hair. I'm like, okay, bro, listen, you're a white guy.
You gotta remember.
Hello, officer. How are you?
You ain't gotta do that voice. Oh, why are you talking like that? I'm not Black Rob today.
No, I'm never Black Rob when I get pulled over by the police.
No, man, those things are scary. I've been pulled over a couple times, man. I got pulled over actually once in Mansfield, Texas. Yeah. I was going to the gas station at night and had one police officer follow me out of the neighborhood, pull up next to me, look at me, pull behind me, and then pull me over. All right, so I'm like, all right, pull up into the gas station. I'm like, okay, what is this about? He looks in the car. He was, sorry, I thought you may be a suspect that was down here, down the way, or something like that. Most people, man, I don't know. I don't know how you as a white dude would have accepted that. Maybe you'd be like, why you pulling me over? And cussing the cop out, and he would have backed up and, sorry, sir, and, got away. Maybe you would have got a ticket for cussing him out. My mom's done that. She's a white woman. My mom cussed, police officer out, and they don't, and nothing happens. But if I do that, ho, ho, ho.
I generally, listen, what I can tell you is exceedingly polite. And I've started that, like, do you have the right? And like, no, this is not the battle, Rob. This is not the battle,
You don't have to do that battle. It's not a battle for you. It shouldn't be a battle for you. I mean, the record shows, if I was stopped, by the same police officer probably, same car, you had a joint, I had a joint. You just burnt that thing in the car. You can smell it. Mine was still rolled up in the seat. Who's going to jail? And who's going to get one confiscated? Yeah. Who's more likely? To get it confiscated, and hey, you need to watch out next time. Go on home.
Yeah.
And then me, I'm on my first strike. That stuff happens. Some of you don't even get a first strike. So that is, if I was a white dude, I'd feel comfortable. I could go to jail possibly. That's if I do something really bad. Not because of a speeding ticket. Or because I reached for a Snickers. Those things are real. Now, is that you? And people don't know that because all they see is you with 20,000 views, all on YouTube, and you're popular. Oh my gosh, it's a subscription service. You must be rich. Like you said before, you start doing videos, people think you're a professional.
So I had somebody, and they don't know this, but somebody, they just said, white men just won't shut up. You got
Hold on.
You loud. It was on some Facebook group.
Said about you?
No. Just white men generally. White men won't shut up. They're loud. And I said, yeah, white men need to have loud voices because we need to shout down oppression and we need to shout down indifference and we need to shout down racism, sexism, gender inequity, and the Me Too movement. Like, white men of power have to use that power. It's like, I would like to think that if MLK Jr. was around as a white guy, I would have said, Mr. King, how can I help you?
And there were some that did.
And how do I use my privilege to be able to facilitate these changes? Because these things are good for society. It's not good that a group of society is being put down economically, financially, socially, whatever. There are lots of bad things. It's like, so fundamentally, like, why am I in support of the Me Too movement? Because I'm in support of women. Women are half the population. Like, I don't want women to feel unsafe. And I didn't even realize, from a place of privilege, that women felt that unsafe. I didn't know that it was like, in other words, when your mom and your aunt and your cousin are all telling stories, hashtagging Me Too, you're like, whoa, I didn't even realize it was that pronounced. Because it's just a number until it's a family member. Yeah.
No, it is, and I guess I can feel it in a different way because I train with women that do self-defense, and I talk to them about how they train and what does it feel like to train with other men. And I get to see how they feel about just going around. Why are you training jiu-jitsu? How they feel. Me. People say I'm a pretty, big black guy. You're huge, right? They say that. If I was to step away from my truck in a dark parking lot, I would still be looking over my shoulder, in a way, And I can defend myself. I could maybe defend myself against two people, okay? I could maybe defend myself against two people. Depends, if they have a gun and all, then I'm just messed up. But a woman, a regular woman, that doesn't know anything could barely fight off a person half my weight, probably. They would just be scared sometimes, and they have to look at that, and they feel, they feel like they're prey all the time, probably. Maybe not because some guy wants to do something to them necessarily, or maybe they do, but they don't know. Man, and I cannot grasp that feeling.
The fear?
Yeah, I could not, that feeling of just that fearfulness, that one may have just going across a parking lot. Or coming to some guy's place that I don't know and getting naked and getting on the table. Those things are scary. They're more than scary sometimes, I imagine. Especially if, I know what it's like. I have been able to experience in a safe place what it's like to be controlled by another person.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's not fun at all. So, for guys not to take that, heavy, to take that lightly, it's just imagine if a guy, you were in jail, you had to hold somebody's pocket the whole time, and that guy was gone.
And here's the thing: when you talk about those power dynamics, there's only a couple times I can remember being in situations where I was uncomfortable because I was white, and there's only a couple times I can think of where I was sexually afraid of like another man, and I can count them on like one hand. That's what the difference is. That's why there needs to be Me Too.
Right.
I
That's the difference.
what women are saying.
That's the difference. It's not an everyday thing. Not every time I go out to the car. Man, I can imagine, it's almost, not almost, but who knows? Maybe it's like a police officer, always on alert. You know, that's why
Yeah.
police officers have so much trouble. You know, they're always
Yeah.
on alert, and it's bad because then you start to view all guys that way.
Yeah.
You start to view all guys that way.
Well, it's like, so here's the thing. If people talk to me and they're like complaining about white men, I'm like, that's right. Fuck them white men. And they're like, Robert, what's the problem with the world? I'm like, white people. Fucking can't stand white people. Get tired of it. And they think I'm joking.
What is it that you don't like?
Well, people don't like institutionalized racism and sexism. That's what we don't like.
Apparently some
But-
of us do, though.
I treat people mostly as individuals. And it's not me going, I'm Robert, I'm not racist. I mean, I'm not racist, but...
I got a black friend! Tim!
You're token, man. You're token. Like, I got black friends. Hilarious.
Good night.
The issues won't go away by avoiding them. One of the things I've done in class is I'm talking about Me Too and sexuality much more frankly and openly, to a point where people, I think, are a little shocked. They're like, because I'll just bring up sex and talk about it.
You're not supposed to talk about sex and massage, but it's such a huge thing. It's such
It affects our industry. It's involved in our industry.
to where women are like, please legalize prostitution
Yeah.
so that guys will stop coming to us. But like I said before, they already, and I say they, and I mean people that set up legislation already view massage as sex. That's the only reason why I'll agree with you that you don't call it massage, you know,
Yeah.
stay away from massage. That's the only way. That's the only reason, because they are regulating. Somebody said something about a post you said, you know, about changing the name, and they're like, yeah, they're trying to, you know, get all these other names that people use massage under so that they can regulate the sex industry.
Yeah.
Do you see that sentence? They're trying to use other massage names or other names that body workers use to regulate sex. Like sex and massage is strictly related. Like one leads to the other.
Yeah.
You gotta get a massage up, you're probably gonna get a happy ending or something. We have to find some way to regulate. This is their way of regulating sex, through massage. That's why I did not ever have massage in my name. But, you know, they've done the same thing with body work.
Yeah.
You know, body work is a little less known,
Yeah.
you know, for that. So, you know, you called your stuff Reboot. That's why I thought that was the greatest thing. That's why I thought it was the greatest thing. You know, thinking about that, I was like, yeah, man, just call your stuff Reboot right now. Right now.
The trademark was the issue.
This right here, one woman I remember, I was doing something like this and she got nervous. She's like, you could like choke me right now. You know, again, you know, that I did tell one guy that once. He's like, dude, you could probably crush a cantaloupe.
I got booted from a couple of Washington State massage groups because they said I don't get informed consent. And granted, Facebook isn't a great place to debate. And I was kind of asking questions about what they consider informed consent because it was Sarah Yamada that I sat on. And mostly what it is we're getting haters because they hate that I'm getting so much traction. They hate that it's growing. They hate that people are listening. They hate that I'm against massage regulation as it currently stands. And I'm like, you can hate whatever you want. I ain't gonna stop not doing anything wrong. Not doing anything illegal. It's like, I got an industry full of people whose hands hurt, who aren't making enough money. If you think sitting on my clients is a problem, then I'm not the one with the issue. But people in power, we're going to ban you from this group. you don't get informed consent. And I'm like, wow, you don't think that's like slander? Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Name calling is.
Come on now.
They had a lot of name calling and stuff that wasn't even nothing to do with body work.
No, it has to do with power and who has the power.
And they're seeing something not familiar. Yeah, man, man, if you're going to have that much sensitivity to people's bodies, whether you're a man or a man massaging a man or a woman massaging a man, I just don't think you should do massage therapy.
Yes.
If you have a problem with maybe some old man happened to pop a boner during your massage, you don't know if he's on some kind of pills or whatever it is. Who knows what's going on with him? He may have some medication that's a side effect, and all of a sudden you think he's like a creep and an asshole or something like that. It's the first thing you think of, and your day's ruined because of it. Man, I don't know. I don't think you should be in massage if you're not comfortable. Even your people don't have to be naked; they can be clothed. But if you're uncomfortable touching people in any type of way or seeing people in any type of way, I just don't think you're cut out for a massage.
It's not for everybody.
If you don't like touching big people and all you want to touch is skinny people, don't live here in Texas. That's all I'm gonna say too. But man, there's some people that are like that. You shouldn't do massage. Or maybe, I don't know. Some people choose just to work on women. Women just work on women.
Lots of options.
I've never had problems, man. As long as we've been doing this, I've never had problems.
My work
clients,
was across
keeping
race, gender, and sexuality lines. Because it was like, oh, you got pain? That's pretty common to the human experience.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't matter. But that was always what I was focused on. It was always pain management. Even though I was using massage to solve the problem, it was always pain management.
See, like right there, man. So, before using my feet, man, maybe even if I would have went to your class, I don't, maybe after practicing a long time, I would have been comfortable using my feet. But I think jujitsu's really helped me come in there and be like comfortable using my feet.
Yeah.
Some people don't like. I don't want anybody to touch me with their feet.
I see comments on it online, and I just go, "Oh, well, just do substandard body work.
Yeah.
That's your option." They're like, "You're a jerk," and I'm like, "Yeah, but my body work is great." Like, "You're an asshole." I'm like, "Well, I mean, I accepted that I was an asshole years ago. That has nothing to do with about the truth of my logic there."
Mm-hmm.
Using your legs and feet, you got more tools. That's all.
And you can, again, using your legs and feet, you not only have more tools in your toolbox, like techniques and stuff to do, but you just touch the body in a different way. I can do this. I can do this in a different way.
Yep.
Instead of just this. I can't do those things with two hands.
But here's the thing: when we put out video, I get a chance to test the marketplace. 90% plus of the massage industry, and meaning other massage therapists, have never had what you and I are doing right now.
It's amazing.
90% is a guess. They literally don't know what we're doing.
Would you say that in America?
Yes.
Usually overseas, I think they would maybe have a little bit more experience.
Overseas is different, but typically when I talk about it, I'm talking about the U.S. marketplace,
right.
typically. Because that's what we deal with primarily. Yeah. I mean, mat-based bodywork, other than Harmony's now gone. Students couldn't get a job doing what I teach if it was mat-based.
Nope. It's funny, we had there was a couple places. We had multiple rooms. One that was a full room, one that could be converted easily into, having a mat. And there was I think there was starting to be a bigger asking for it. The problem was we didn't have enough therapists for people that asked for it. Once they started seeing it, we didn't have, you know how it is. People go in and out of massage places, thinking the grass is greener, whatever. But again, Harmony, was a different, it was the same way. He was one of the first ones to really start heavily with Ashiatsu.
Yeah.
I think a girl by the name of Alyssa, she has one of the best Ashiatsu skills in Texas, one of the most studied. She was like, hey, I'm one of them. I don't know if it was Alyssa. It may have been somebody else before her, I think, asked. And then he was like, sure, why not? She's like, I'm going to set up these bars and stuff like that. You have to have an open mind. The owner there, some people say different things, but he, when it came to thinking outside of the box sometimes, he did, he allowed that to happen sometimes. Because if he wouldn't have been able to do Thai massage, wouldn't have been having a heavy Ashiatsu, presence either. Almost anybody that did Ashiatsu, especially in the previous 5 years, almost went through Massage Harmony probably, because there wasn't anybody else around that has bars. Even now, not too many people have bars for that, and that's an even more expensive venture than Thai massage. What do you have to do with the Thai massage? You have a mat, maybe something like this, which is very inexpensive, way less than a table. How many mats can you get?
There's so many advantages to this work, and the facilities, nope. Mostly they block. They're like, nope, this isn't massage, and I'm like, great. Don't need a massage license. Don't need a massage establishment license. I can teach the yoga community worldwide, and they go, oh shit. And I go, welcome, Stretch Lab, Stretch Zone.
So yeah, why haven't you focused more on yoga community?
Okay, so
don't worry about it.
No. Hold on. The yoga community suffers from the same problem some of the massage community does. Does the yoga community look at what I do as yoga?
No, they do not. But they'll call it Thai yoga massage though.
As soon as if the word massage is ever used, the yoga community clams up.
They can't do massage, can they? Can they? They can do adjustments like hands-on stuff, but it's, do they have a?
They don't like the word massage because they know you need a license. And this is the thing I've been.
Just didn't have a licensing, no certifications or anything like that. Do you think licensing over certification or certification over licensing? And where do schools play a role? Or do we need schools?
I give less than a shit. Independently.
If you didn't need a school, obviously you would be teaching people how to do sessions with...
Tim, if there was no license and people had less framework and I could just teach them, I could help so many people so rapidly. But I have to work with very closed-minded therapists who've been trained in a certain way, and I have to deprogram them. If I can do, which apparently, sort of, I can... Stretch Lab, Stretch Zone. No licenses. What's the difference?
Not too much, brother.
Exactly, and that's that. I've been talking about this forever, dude, and it's like they don't understand.
I brought this up to you. Remember? I don't know if you remember. I brought this up to you a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, they're doing stretch stuff.
Yeah. But here's what happens. I've had people on my Facebook business page get angry at me because I allow people who are not licensed to subscribe for $7 a month. And I go, how am I going to, you want me to, look individual people up and make sure they have a license before I sell them some information for $7 a month?
Where does this?
Because they're licensed and they want
my massage.
Because they're licensed, Tim. Those other people aren't following the law. That's what they think. This belongs to my tribe. I'm white. You're black. Stay away from me, Tim. You're from those people. It's the same. It's the same bullshit. It's just in law.
So do
to
you
me.
think they're more privileged? Do you think they're like, oh, I went to school